Yeah, we all together achieved a lot to fight the coronavirus. The vaccine campaign is speeding up. Many European countries like Belgium, Italy, or Germany has already vaccinated more people than the United States. And I hope Spain will also be among those countries in a few days. And we have a quite low number of infections, almost at the whole continent. Unfortunately, Portugal is an exception because they were a little bit less careful with British tourists. But we are in a good situation. And we shouldn't endanger this by allowing too much at the same time. No, it is responsible to reopen the society. We are going to restaurants again. We are enjoying life. But too many people in one place is still dangerous because not everybody is vaccinated, not in the United Kingdom, but definitely not in Russia. And an even bigger problem than United Kingdom when it comes to the euro is Russia. In St. Petersburg, the vaccination rate is very low. And we have the evidence now that as well in the United Kingdom, but also in Russia, fans has been infected. There were hundreds of Finnish fans coming back from St. Petersburg, and they raised the infection rate in Finland. Finland was in a very good situation, and now the figures are increasing. So there is a problem, a factual problem, that the championship is a super spreading event. And there's also a symbolic issue. You know, many concerts cannot happen. Many people have still some restrictions. And in many European countries, we are a bit afraid what will happen after summer when people come back from holiday and when young people go back to school. And we have a lot of Delta virus. So we need to be careful. We can allow much more, but to have a full stadium with 60,000 people singing without a mask, that is not fair to those that have still to suffer from restrictions, and it produces infections that could otherwise be avoided. And maybe if it goes wrong, we have also more people dying. And I think football is important. I like to enjoy watching it on television, and in normal times I also go to the stadium, but it is not so important than all the other issues that we have to keep an eye on. So I did receive an answer, unfortunately not from Mr. Serafin, the boss of UEFA, but from Mr. Cullen, who is executive director for the Euro 2020. And they mainly say that they apply to all the rules that are applicable in the respective country. But this is wrong in two ways. First of all, we know that UEFA put pressure on all those countries where there should have been matches. You know, they didn't allow a match to take place in Bilbao because the authorities were not ready to accept spectators when the time was to decide. And also in Dublin happened the same. So the UEFA doesn't just apply to the rules. They put pressure and they make their decisions not according to health assessment, but according to profit. And they also put pressure on the British government to receive more spectators in the semi-final and the final. So this is wrong, what they say. And also in the events that take place, the rules are not really applied. No, in Munich, it went relatively well. There were only few spectators in the stadium, but many people didn't wear a mask. And the UEFA, as the one that exercised this game, should have had more people to control the measures. So the answer is dissatisfactory. That's why we are continuing to work. And today I sent a letter to the German sponsors of the Euro. So Volkswagen and Coca-Cola Germany and also Adidas, they give money and they should when they give money, also look at the public opinion. And at least as far I see it, in many countries, definitely in France and Germany, people are not happy with the decisions of UEFA. And that's why we should put more pressure. Definitely. I think we have a lot of places in Europe where the incidence is very, very low. And that by definition means that it's less dangerous. And we should do it also with less spectators. And that's why I'm appealing to those responsible to move to another place, but at least to improve the concept, which means less spectators. Yeah, so the Delta variant is dangerous. It's spreading more easily, and most likely, there we need to see more scientific data, but most likely it's also causing more severe disease. And that's why we need to limit the spread as much as possible. We will not avoid that Delta becomes the predominant variant all over Europe. And we must be faster with our vaccination than with the spread of the Delta variant. And then, of course, the numbers count. You know, we have in Germany less than 10 cases per 100,000 inhabitants per week. And in the United Kingdom, they have 16 times more. So there is a significant difference. And that's why it is important to keep a cordon sanitaire between the United Kingdom and the continent. We will not avoid it completely. And the Delta variant is not a complete different supervirus. It will be fighted with vaccination and with the same kind of measures. So I don't think we need to go back to the horrible lockdown that you had in Spain in last year. It will not be necessary. But some limitations, especially on big events, and caution with traveling is important. But I'm very much in favor that we take into account that the vaccination protects. And that's why I'm personally not happy with the decision of the German government to exercise 2 weeks of quarantine, even if you are vaccinated fully. So for Portugal, for example, people need to be in quarantine for 2 weeks. And I think we should make a difference when people are vaccinated. And that's why the certificate is so important. And a lot of variants, member states can be more cautious, but 2 weeks without any derogation for people that are vaccinated is just not proportionate.